All right, guys, we are back. Already 5 people with us. Jesus, Christopher Columbus. Let's run it up. All right, guys, really exciting news here. Breaking news here. All right, let's talk about some, green candles because I think things are about to flip here. All right, ETH still doing its thing, but now we have breaking news. This is basically just a couple hours ago. All right, we're going to take a look at a Yahoo Finance article from basically less than an hour ago. All right, breaking news, guys. You're not getting this anywhere else. All right, so subscribe to the channel here. This is the Coin Zone. You guys know me, hopefully by now. I'm Crypto with Paul. You can just call me Paul, basically. But I'm going to play a quick clip here of Scott Bessent commenting on this situation with Jerome Powell. Then we're going to take a look at Paulina Luna really going for Jerome Powell's neck here. But let's listen to Scott Bessent real quick. Yeah, so this is the first part of things, okay? Jerome Powell might be gone as Fed chair. Bro, let's start the series off here. Let's actually take a step back. So before Scott Bessent even made these comments, before today, Jerome Powell decided to announce last week, hey, you know what? I might be stepping down. Maybe it isn't for me. There's all these rumors that's going around. Supposedly the Fed, Reserve is getting an uplift in regards to their offices. It's extremely nice. I don't know. Maybe he doesn't want to leave because of those reasons. Who knows? But that's basically step one. Jerome Powell says, you know what? I might call it quits. Now, step two, Paulina Luna is like, not so fast, sir. Okay? Because I am referring Fed Chair, you, sir, to the DOJ for criminal charges. The DOJ is Department of Justice, accusing him of perjury in 2 instances. Bro lied under oath, like Fauci. Shout out to Fauci. Right? Okay. Great. Let's keep it moving. But this is the situation that's going on here. Yahoo Finance, investing.com. U.S. Representative Paulina Luna has formally referred Federal Chair Jerome Powell to the Department of Justice. Let's just get into this real quick. Over allegedly misleading Congress about a taxpayer-funded renovation project. The Florida Republican accused Powell of making materially false claims during testimony on June 25th, 2025. Wow. All right. In a post on X, Luna stated Chairman Powell knowingly misled both Congress and executive branch officials about the true nature of a taxpayer-funded project. All right. Jesus, Christopher. This is really escalating. Now we have Scott Bessent, who I just want to point out in this photo for some reason looks like he should be in Whoville or something. With the Grinch. That's just my take, but it's time to take a hard look at the Federal Reserve System. We just listened to him say that just a couple hours ago. So what does this mean? What does this mean? If Mr. Whoville man is correct, this means that Fed Chair Powell's gone. And Scott already said also last week, to add to the timeline here, Scott Bessent said last week they're already actively looking for his replacement. So, number one, it's no secret that already, before today even happened, Jerome is probably gone soon. And now this morning's developments. This breaking news I'm giving to you right now. This is just basically pointing to Jerome Powell not being the Fed chair in the likely future, maybe even at some point this week. And I'm sure Scott found a replacement already. It doesn't take... I'm sure it doesn't take, a couple weeks. I'm sure they've been looking already for a while before he made that announcement. This is just insane because if that happens, ETH actually went down a little bit since this morning, or since our morning live when we were looking at it. Still up 9% on the year. We're actually up. So on the week, we're still up 25%, 57% on the month. But this is what's going on here. All right. If Scott Bessent is correct, if Paulina Luna really gets Jerome Powell in some federal trouble, then yeah, bro's gone. And then we're going live here again. Mr. Whoville, man, you're doing a great job here. This is everything we wanted to come live about. with you guys here at the Coin Zone. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. If you guys are watching right now on X, on YouTube, let me know where you're watching from. Let me know where you're watching from in the world. That's very interesting too. I'd love to interact with everybody from anywhere. It's very cool that we get to do this live. So, and I will be doing this every single day, multiple times a day. Just trying to look at the breaking news, the most pressing breaking news that can affect the crypto markets. Because if you have your money in this, you're going to want to know about these things. All right. So when things like this happen, we need to take a step back and just ask what it means for the broader crypto market. So when the Fed chair, who basically under Trump's entire administration so far has not been playing nice with him and not following basically orders and lowering rates because Trump was able to get inflation down, was able to have job growth. So he was able to do things that where it's all right if he was able to do that. But Jerome Powell decided not to listen. Now we're in this unfortunate situation. You know, it is what it is. It's a very tough decision to be in. Like, I would never take the position of a Fed chair. It sounds like an impossible job just to keep a system going that is designed to fail and obviously flawed, and that crypto exists because we're trying to get away from it. You know, it is what it is. They have to print money, and we're here talking about it. We're here looking at the M2 money charts. When money is put into circulation and printed, like we're about to see with the big beautiful bill over the next 8 to 10 years, charts go up. Right? But you have to keep printing to keep the system going. And that's why we invest in Bitcoin. That's why we look at cryptos as alternatives to hold outside the US dollar. It's that simple. So if I was ever in the position to be a Fed chair, I would never do it. That sounds like the worst job. Being a president sounds like the worst job, but this is just where we're at, guys. I mean, chat, let me know in the comments if you're watching right now, who do you think would replace Jerome Powell? You know, Scott Bessent said it. Let's go back to listen what he's going to say here. This was a good clip from this morning. So CNBC, you know, they always have good guys on like this. Anthony Pompliano goes on and talks with these guys, you know, Andrew Ross Sorkin. They got a good little thing going on here. And they've been having on people to discuss crypto for a couple of years now. So kudos to them, I would say. Married with crypto, been hearing about collapse of the dollar for 40 years. Appreciate the comment, brother. Yeah, sounds like the Robert Kiyosaki sentiment, just letting us know every couple months the whole world's about to collapse. Yeah, I mean it's not the collapse. I don't think it's like an entirely, you know, one day the whole system just comes collapsing down. I think the bigger thing to look at is over time it goes down and loses a lot of value just because of the printing and the spending. And yeah, the dollar definitely runs the world. Definitely agree with that. And I think Scott Bessent and Trump believe that too. And that's why they are trying to take advantage of stablecoins in large part. And the Genius Act just got passed. We have a lot of really positive legislation coming out. But real quick, I just want to get back and listen to a couple more statements by Scott Bessent real quick, just talking about Jerome Powell here. Yeah. I mean, you know, you're going to have your guys that, all right. So I don't know if everybody heard sound there. So I apologize for that. But Scott Bessent basically is just saying, you know, general economists have certain opinions, and there's guys that are definitely bought and paid for, just like every single industry. So, like, the funny thing is, you know, CNN or one of these news stations a couple months ago are projecting, you know, negative GDP growth, negative economic growth, and then 2 months later, their numbers are projected to be like, you know, all those numbers were better, and then they're shocked. They're always shocked that things are going so well. Yeah, because you're stupid. Like, your projections are dumb to begin with. So yeah, of course your projections are going to be wrong because you have biased projections. So it's funny basically just pointing this out. But I mean, this is all just extremely bullish. I think if we just go back to the charts, this is the only thing that we should be focusing on right now. In my opinion, I think if we want to see the green candles as soon as possible, and we want to see things basically continue in large part in an upward trend, you know, this is where our eyes should be. ETH in the last month and the last week, if things continue in this direction, I think it's just going to be very bullish. So that's really all I got for you guys right now. But stay tuned. Obviously, Scott Bessent heard, if you didn't hear, but in the clip I just played, there is going to be a big meeting tomorrow that he will be a keynote speaker at. So we'll wait for that. We'll probably cover that live tomorrow on the channel. So stick around, subscribe in the meantime. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. Married with Crypto, appreciate the comments. Thanks for tapping in with us. And I'll see you guys next time on the live stream, possibly again later today if anything breaking comes out with this story or with anything else. So stick around with me for the rest of today and tomorrow and all moving forward. I appreciate you guys for joining the live. Take care.